What's up guys? Welcome into Keystone Academy. I'm Kyle and we got another good video here for you today. What we're going to be talking about is synchronizing audio to video and audio to other audio. This comes up in all kinds of situations. It could be music videos, live performances, it could be somebody talking on stage like we're going to look at today. It could be interviews, film, TV. Really, it comes up in anything because most of the time your audio source is going to be different from your video source. Now, with that being said, like you'll see here in a minute, it is still very important to capture audio on your video capture device. On big budget movies, that's not necessarily the case, but they will slate those so that they can sync audio that way. But in this case, we're going to look at the easy way of doing it simply by using Adobe Premiere. So we've got a little demo project here for you guys, and funny enough, this is actually the first ever video shoot that we did as Keystone Production Network a few years back. But I think this is a perfect example because we have two different camera angles here and we have separately recorded audio. So these first two clips up here are actually from camera 1 and these other two clips are from camera 2. So we're just going to use the first clip of each. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to highlight those two, bring them down in the timeline, and automatically Premiere will put them one after the other. Obviously, that's not actually what we're looking for here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move this first one onto video track 2 and audio track 2. And this other one, I'm just going to slide underneath. Obviously, these are not going to be synced up. They weren't started recording at the exact same time, and I actually clipped this off because we had some excess here at the beginning. So let me actually switch over to my program window here. And the other thing that we want to do is we want to pull in our separate audio. So I'm going to click and drag this down to audio layer 3. Once again, this is not going to be synced at all. Now this is super easy. All you have to do is highlight all your footage, right click on any of these pieces right here, go up to Synchronize, and then this will open the Synchronize Clips dialog box here. Now, all you have to do is click Audio. And when you do track channel 1, you click OK, and it'll go through this little process audio dialog box where it's basically just scanning the audio from all of your clips, and boom. So now what I can do is I'm just going to line these up here so they're all the same length. So I'll trim this down because we know we won't need this. I'm going to right click, ripple delete, and now everything should be synchronized. So when I play this, you're going to hear all these audio tracks on top of each other. So it might sound a little messy, especially because a couple of these are from the camera audio. So I'm going to hit play.
Week 3 of 6 weeks to same thinking, which means at the end of tonight.
And if I press this little toggle track output button here on video 2, we'll be able to see our second layer. And when I hit play, you'll see that it's still synced.
You will be halfway synced.
All right, so that worked perfectly. Now, of course, the whole point of doing this is so that we can use our preferred audio and get rid of these others. Now, what you could do is you could highlight these, you could unlink them, and then you could simply delete and move this up to track 1 or keep it where it is or do whatever. And now when we play it, you'll only be hearing the preferred audio. Of course, this is super low right now. We would have to bump this up. That's just how it was recorded, but that's kind of the premise. Now let me go back a step here and show you what I would actually do instead. I don't like to delete the original audio just because it's good to have as a reference point if something happens to get screwed up. So what I'll typically do is either mute these tracks or I will solo the track that I'm using. Usually I'll just go ahead and mute these channels and then we'll just have this bottom one. So let's say I bump the gain up here and we hit play.
This is a note intensive night, but it's a lot of fun.
And now you can see we have our clean audio with both of our video channels here. So as you guys can see, that's a pretty simple process, and I use this all the time. It saves you a ton of time as opposed to going through and trying to do this manually. So I really hope that you guys learned something today. If you did, make sure you drop a like, or better yet, you should subscribe and hit the little bell so you get notified when we drop our new content. Thank you guys for watching.